Okay. Am I the asshole for not taking my girlfriend's side after she embarrassed my friend? And hi, Prince. My girlfriend, 19, Fiona, and I, 21. Oh, okay. My girlfriend Fiona, 19, and I, 21, have been together for around a month now. Wow, that's not very long. And yes, they're also really young. They're like babies. Dating babies. And yesterday, I brought her to a Christmas party with all of my friends to introduce her to them. Fiona got along with all of them well, though she was understandably a little shy. It also makes it difficult for her that most of my friends and I are international students, whereas she's born and raised in North America. For context, Fiona doesn't like to cause conflict and often is okay with letting things slide to keep the peace. However, if she's angered, she's also the type to say something and can be a bit of a hothead. That being said, she's extremely sweet and understanding, which makes this situation all the more bizarre for me. Fiona was quiet most of the party, occasionally piping in the conversation and letting it take its course around her. You can actually tell that he's international. Like, the way he writes is unusual to me. And it's not wrong, right? His English is certainly better than mine, but still. Occasionally piping in the conversation. I think piping into, I don't know. Like, I know what he means. Occasionally piping in the conversation and letting it take its course around her. She was holding a bag, which I found out today is pretty expensive. Around 2,700. At 19 years old, she's running around with a bag that's almost 3,000? Like, I know that TikTokers do that, but I was under the impression that most of these are rented or borrowed. Local English. It is probably rage bait. Chat is still cut off. Oh yeah, it is a little bit cut off. Sorry. There you go. Hi, chat. Well, I'll cut off more on the top then. There you go. Get your scene together. Well, it was cut off so that you have... Actually, no, this was genius, and I should actually reword it, because cutting the chat off at the bottom means you have to write more to make your message visible. This is like expert engagement strat as a streamer. Yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck you, chat. If you want your message to be seen, type harder. All right. There we go. We're ready. Where's the 2,700 bag? There it is. More engagement indeed. My friend Celia pointed out her purse and asked where she got it, to which Fiona explained that it was a gift from her parents. At this, Celia asked what Fiona's parents did. Fiona told her that her mom was a stay-at-home mom and her dad worked in the oil field, and Celia made a face and said, "You know, digging oil is horrible for the environment." I mean, that's a weird comment. It's her parents. Like, it's not like she's digging in the oil field. Like, also, like, this is like so uneducated, it hurts. It's like, oh my god, okay. At this, Fiona asked Celia if the clothes she was wearing was made of polyester and nylon. Exactly, this is why it's uneducated. Like, it's needed for plastic and everything. Like, it's like, if she participated in fast fashion, if she took planes or used solar-powered energies primarily. And then she asked Celia if she drew the line for being environmentally conscious as someone working hard to support their family. Fiona's tone was light, but I could tell she was angry. The rest of my friends laughed and told Celia that Fiona had a point and moved on, but Celia went quiet afterwards and left soon after. This morning, I got a text message from her that Fiona was extremely rude to her and that she didn't feel comfortable attending parties where Fiona was present anymore, and that while she didn't want to tell me what to do, that she thought I deserved someone better and less snobby. I mean, don't make dumb comments. When I told Fiona, she went quiet and told me that the reason she snapped at Sia was because she was purposely acting as if Fiona didn't exist and being snide towards her. I tried to argue that Sia never said anything off-putting, save for the oil field comment, and that Fiona should just apologize to keep the peace, but Fiona refuses and says I didn't pick up on it because I'm a guy and girls have subtext. Now Fiona and Celia are both upset with me and I feel bad for putting them both in this situation. Am I the asshole for not picking Fiona's side? Yes. Like, I'm sorry, but Celia is being a little baby about this. I mean, to be fair, they are very young. Update, we broke up, I'm dating Celia. I'm just kidding. Oh. I apologize to Fiona for not immediately standing up for her. Okay, so I guess the chat was also, yeah, 100%. Like, Celia was being a little baby about this, and it sounds really weird coming right away, like, oh, your girlfriend sucks. How can you even think that it's right to be on that person's side? I will assume every Am I the Asshole post is a creative writing exercise unless proven otherwise. I think usually, like, often you can tell. I actually okay, wait, I can actually show you a really bad creative writing story. That one is like crazy bad though. Like, I'll not deny that one is like, but you can often tell whether people are actually talking from experience, right? Or if they're writing a story. Like, there is like some very clear indicators. Nice, thank you. See, Astralis, this proves the point. It has created even more engagement since you actually made a clip about it, right? Right? Any engagement is good for the stream, right? But yeah, 1 second, where was it? So there is some like really clear signs whenever like Reddit stories are like a creative writing exercise. Like this one like is like an example of like an incredibly bad written story though. So I'm not saying like it has to be this bad to be obvious, but you can often tell like the way people write about things, like whether it's a story they're writing or whether it's something they experience that they're writing. But I mean, at the end of the day, like if a story is written in a persuasive way, then you know, do we really mind, right? Then it's entertaining. But there is definitely a lot of stories where I'm like, you know, this is like kind of like there's a lot of indicators for why this is not real. Doinus, hello. I started saving all my clips in a folder on my desktop. Oh, damn. Homework folder? And yeah, welcome back, Doinus. Okay, so this is like, we'll just, okay, wait. Let me just finish here this little update first, right? But then I will do like a little reading of the extremely bad written story and like probably written by a 12-year-old. Okay, so, I apologized to Fiona for not immediately standing up for her and showed her this thread. She's been reading it for the past 2 hours laughing. She has not broken up with me, and I've sent a sternly worded text to Sia telling her that she was being rude and obviously attempted to pick a fight. Sia apparently tried to shit on Fiona to a couple friends, nightly remarking that she's rude, but they acted confused and told Sia she was mistaken. From what I picked up from conversations with friends, Sia was not in love with me, as some people suggested, just jealous of Fiona. Also, It is normal in the country Sia is from to ask about parents' occupations, and Fiona said it wasn't weird for her to ask about where the purse is from as she gets it a lot. I'm deeply humbled and will now be thoroughly rethinking the way I behave in relation to my girlfriend. Thanks. Oh, that's sweet. You know, honestly, this one's kind of so innocent that I think it's real. This is by IKEA around after you replace them. Yeah, it's really cool when you like actually like reuse hardware and give it purpose. Exactly, Astralis. There is not nearly enough drama here for it to be fiction, you know? It's like just like very like innocent young kids, like, you know. But yeah, okay. Let's go to the actual, like, you know, the actual greatest creative exercise ever submitted to Reddit. So I work in the IT department for company, and I have had a co-worker with autism named X. A bit of background. X was a very good worker. He got all of his projects done on time, and the quality was amazing. Sure, he wasn't the fastest coder, but he wasn't the slowest at coding either. He was consistently a top performer. However, he did not have a very good social skills. He would always share the code with us and work with the rest of us on projects. But when we had meetings to discuss problems with our projects, X would never bring up any of his errors. He would only assist with ours. This made him look like some whiz, and the managers loved him. But he can't be 100% perfect, right? He also refused to go on any outings with us. Whenever we'd want to watch a game together, go to the bar, or even go out for lunch, X would always back out. For some reason, I got very annoyed at that. I kept thinking, and soon believing, that he felt like he had better things to do than spend time with his coworkers. He only did work. He would not do anything social with us, and he rarely brought up his work problems. I know, this is really stupid, but in my mind, I hated how he refused to communicate with us. Eventually, I grew to really hate X, so I hatched a plan. I sit in the desk right behind X, so it was easy for me to swing around and access his computer. It's a pretty secluded area, so it was easy to be stealthy as well. When I started, I just did small things. As soon as X went to the bathroom or to get something from the vending machine, I would go in and modify his code slightly so that it wouldn't run properly. I would add a letter or delete a letter, so it would be pretty tedious to fix. I don't think X suspected any foul play, though he never mentioned it to anyone. When he'd try to run his final project, it would go haywire, and he'd spend a lot of time going back to find his mistake. He was really persistent at solving his own problems himself. Eventually, I think management started to notice a decrease in his work, and they pulled him aside for a quick meeting. When he returned, he did not look happy, but he did not say anything to any of us. He just sat down and got to work. I tried to ask about the impromptu meeting the managers just had with him, but he just brushed it off. He'd go, "Oh, it was nothing, just more information about the project." Again, I don't know why, but I really despised him for that. A couple of weeks go by and I continue to slightly harm his code. Then I get a brilliant idea that would reveal he is capable of error to everyone. He had just gotten assigned to a special, extremely special project. And I couldn't resist myself. I waited for a time when he went away from his desk, and I opened his email portal. I sent an altered and incomplete file to the next development team for the final assembly. I then deleted the sent mail from his box and went on with my day. Honestly, I wasn't too familiar with the specific of what he was working on, but apparently the stuff I altered did some major damage. When the other team tried to run their finished product, it kept crashing and showing numerous errors. This caused some major delays, and when they finally tracked it down to X code, Management was not happy at all. X was given a week and a half to write and perfect his portion, and I sent out the file on day 5. That's how we do it. We sent out files via email. Management came over to our desk area and X was very confused. They kept asking X why he sent it out so early and he didn't check anything over. I heard it all, but I just kept my mouth shut and listened in on their conversation. I assumed he just got a slap on the wrist, but apparently they decided that his work quality was continuing to fall below standards and that they needed to let him go. Company would not be allowing so many errors. X didn't even get a chance to voice his opinions. Management was so unhappy and terminated him immediately. I could have turned around and told them everything, but I couldn't. I didn't have the courage. I feared that I might lose my job. I know I did a really terrible thing to X, but I couldn't afford to lose my job. I feel terrible. And to add on to it, I later learned that X is autistic. I didn't even know. Apparently he was just really antisocial. He probably didn't harbor any negative thoughts about the rest of us. It was just that social interaction wasn't something he enjoyed. I'm sure he made mistakes, but he was such a hard worker that he didn't show it at all. He would want to solve problems himself instead of immediately seeking for help like the rest of us. But yeah, hello apes, a beautiful evening to you. Yeah, this is like this is what a creative exercise on Reddit looks like. A good piece of fiction, but this one is actually like just crazy, over the top hilarious, right? Like I think my personal highlight really is like sending the file to the management per mail, because that's how we work. But also like when you remove like a single letter or add a single letter to code, like, it doesn't really have that much of an impact. Your IDE fixes that almost automatically, right? So it's and also like the guy obviously never locking his screen, and like I don't know, it's just very, and like honestly the author sounds like he's like 12 or something. I don't know. All right, so what was going on in chat? Reddit is all about the truth. Yeah. Oh shit. There is so much here. I will use my 10-year-old PCs to build 2 redundant data servers for a photographer friend of mine. I mean, that's nice. That's nice. I used some old hardware back in the day for the cam setup too, and well, it's all dead now from the bird dust. We're not gonna read the updates, by the way. This just keeps on going. You get the gist of this story. It's comes with a lot of creativity, and I'll put the link in chat. I don't know why that link is going so nuts, but I'll put it in chat. And why is my wow, I'm not allowed to write in my own YouTube stream chat. That's crazy. By the way, if you're annoyed by ads, and you're... That is crazy. I literally cannot send a message in my own YouTube stream chat. Well, but yeah, you can go to YouTube. It is like if your ad situation over there is better. I'm just saying. I don't want to go to McDonald's. Yeah, exactly, Doinus. No, at the core of it was a Raspberry as well. Yes, Raspberry Pis are great. I don't know if Signal XL is still here, but, I definitely can recommend also for you to play around with Raspberry Pis if you haven't. YouTube stream revenue is better than Twitch. That is true, but I still prefer Twitch as a platform, and I mean it's still at the core of it, right? Like the thing is, the discoverability on YouTube is absolute shit for streams. It's really dog shit. But yeah, anyways, Okay. Twitch isn't great either, but you know. Oh, you never got around to it. Can really recommend. It's really cool. Yeah, it's not so much about the money. It's, you know, but yeah. Anyways, next story. But yeah, for this one, pretty cut and dry, obvious 19-year-olds. Okay. Am I the a-hole? My mother-in-law stole my gift and I'm super hurt. My mother-in-law of 15 years asked me to lunch and finish Christmas shopping. She wasn't sure what to get my 9-year-old son. We met at the video game store. They were out of my suggestion. I told her of another game I had already purchased for my son but planned on sending it back to make it easier on mother-in-law. Next door, I'm adding things to my cart for my kids. She's asking who they are for and pulling them out of my cart into hers. I nicely was like, if you keep taking the stuff I'm gonna buy, Santa's gonna suck this year. She didn't seem to care. As we are checking out, I say I have to go to Best Buy next door and get my daughter her big gift from my husband. And I, a camcorder. My mother-in-law is a hoarder of Casino Game merch. If you know, you know. Casino Game merch? Wait, is that like a thing that like gamblers, when they like visit casinos a lot, do they like get some merch for like losing all their income in the casino? Sleepy, welcome back. Yes. Well, I think this is a reference to like gamblers, probably. You can buy it in the gift shop. Are you referring to the casino merch? Maybe. I don't know. Okay. My mother-in-law is a hoarder of Casino Game merch, if you know, you know, and said, I have some at home, I think. And I was very clear in my response. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm excited to get this for her. Mother-in-law shops alongside at Best Buy, stands at checkout to completion, while we talk about how my daughter has this number one on her list, and I was excited to see her open it Christmas morning. 2 days go by. My daughter stays overnight at grandma. When she comes home, she was so excited to tell me that brother has 7 presents under the tree. She has 6, and Nana got her a vlogging camera. But we need your help with the memory card, Mom. Who does that? I texted her asking why in the world she would ever think that was okay. Her response, it's a kid's toy, as if that matters. And her son, my husband, he doesn't understand why I have an issue. Am I the a-hole? So, first of all, I'm pretty sure this is real, because this is like horribly written. This is not a creative exercise, but they could need some creative exercise, okay? I know lots is also me not being good enough at reading, but still, like, you know, but like, the way it's written is too real. Yeah, it's horribly written because they were angry. You can tell this is real. And obviously the mother-in-law, like, is crazy. Like, you know, at first, when this started here, where it was like, oh, she kept, like, pulling the toys into her cart, I was like, wait, this could also be the mother-in-law being like, oh, you know, let me take care of the presents, right? Who knows what the financial situation is. I was like, maybe she just wants to like take care of the presents and actually pay for you for them, right? That would be kind of sweet, right? And maybe this is all a big misunderstanding. But yeah, the thing with the cam is crazy. And I do wonder, like, she just says her husband, he doesn't understand why I have an issue. Just makes me wonder whether she properly explained what happened. Especially seeing this post, she might not be the best at explaining properly what happened, right? Maybe she was just angry and didn't actually fully explain. I mean, the older PCs, just about the power consumption and the dual core, obviously the older PCs are less power efficient, right? But they still overall consume less, usually. Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It just makes it extra awful because it's the mother-in-law. Okay, edit to clarify. I have never shopped with her before. The items she was removing from my cart were not make or break, more like I'm done shopping but I'm here in the store, so I grabbed some little bonus Santa items. It never came to mind she would give the camera before me. Never. Even when she was taking from my cart, it just wasn't even an inkling of something to be wary of to me. Because who does that? Yeah, like, it is kind of crazy. Added to add. Okay, thank you everyone for answering the question that this thread is meant to am I the a-hole or not? But for you didn't do anything. Like, the only question here could be, is the mother-in-law the a-hole or not? And the mother-in-law is the a-hole. You didn't do anything! Okay. To everyone else making grand assumptions about what I do on a daily, where do you get off? You read a 300-word synopsis of one interaction. If you feel equipped and qualified to then judge... Wait, were people going off on the fact that it's poorly written? Oh my god, the internet. Did I go off? No, I did not. I did not, right? If you, yeah, please make sure you post your PhD. If you don't have one, shut your mouth. You know what? I like OP. I like her. Slay. You go, girl. You got this. But yeah, obviously not the a-hole. Obviously awful mother-in-law. All the best detectives gather on Reddit. True. Am I the a-hole for not letting my brother and his girlfriend have the bedroom? Uh-oh. Me and my brother share a room. We're both guys 23 and 21. You share a room with 23 and 21? Wait, at home with your parents or... Okay. His girlfriend comes over every weekend and usually stays for 2 nights. And then all 3 of you are in a room? How big is that room? When she comes over, my brother asks me to sleep downstairs in the sitting room or in my sister's room if it's free. I've been doing this for several months, but I'm really getting sick of it, and I've told him I don't want to do it anymore. I mean, honestly, yeah. I pay rent. Oh. They're paying rent for a shared room? Is this like a dorm or something? Is this like a dorm or something? Also, this nerd conversation on the side here, I need to jump in on that after this story. I pay rent like he does, and I feel I shouldn't have to give up my bed every weekend. I need good sleep, and I get cranky without it. He tells me he needs the room because his girlfriend has insomnia and has trouble sleeping. Yeah. That's why she needs to be with him in a room. Sure. She finds it very difficult to sleep downstairs. His girlfriend also sleeps until like 1 or 2 p.m. most days, and so the room is off limit to me, and I have to ask my brother to go in to get my clothes. I'm really not happy with the situation. The argument my brother brings up is that I left for a year and wasn't living in the house. During that time, he met his girlfriend and he had the room to himself, and she came over all the time. Then I moved back in and he agreed to share the room with me, but only if I would give up the room when she came over. He agreed to share the room with me. So have those two like never had their own room? I mean, maybe like it is like a tiny apartment, but then it says like downstairs. If you have a downstairs, then there must be a second room available too for the two brothers, no? They pay rent at home? Yeah, maybe, but like bruh, paying rent for a shared room at home. And there is a downstairs, which makes me think the home can't be that tiny. It's not an apartment. Oh. My argument to this is that we would have been forced to share the room whether he liked it or not, as my mother would have made him. Yeah. So I don't think this point holds much weight. I don't think he had dibs on the room if we both pay equal rent, right? That I agree with that, actually. I don't think this is fair, but maybe I'm being stubborn. No, it's not fair. No, I do agree. Like, the girlfriend, like, you know, you can't have her, like, over, like, every weekend and send you a bread. Like, you know, you have to find a more fair agreement. Wait, does he... Wait, the sister. Oh, in my sister's room it's a three. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you're right. There's probably just a lot of siblings. Yeah, I agree, Sleepy. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Yeah, that is crazy to me. Like, her blocking the room till 1 to 2 p.m. Like, hell no. Like, if you sleep... Like, imagine sleeping over at somebody else's house and then sleeping till, like, 1 to 2 p.m. Like, if I do that at my home, sure, right? But when I stay over somewhere, like, I'm not gonna, like, you know, I'm usually gonna, like, especially because it's not my place, which also makes her insomnia even less believable, to be honest, because, like, I've struggled with degrees of insomnia in the past, and, like, honestly, like when I sleep in a different place, maybe not, okay, maybe, I don't want to talk off my ass, right? You know, maybe not, but, like, for me at least, when I'm in a different place, right, like, I will sleep very few hours generally. Like, I can be knocked out and get to sleep by having it drunken enough, being out enough, right? But, like, I will get up very early. When I sleep over, I often struggle with getting up in the morning as well. But that's the opposite, right? Insomnia is when you can't sleep. Though I get if you're saying, like, oh, I can't fall asleep, so I fall asleep very late and then I sleep long. Because, yeah, that I get, and that's the same that I've experienced too for myself. But not usually when I sleep somewhere else. I don't want to get out of bed even at home. Yeah, no, I relate to that, right? Also, chat, you've been so like the engagement has been so great that I grant you full view of the chat again. You're no longer cut off. You no longer have to type harder to see your message appear on stream. Congratulations, chat. I'm proud of you. I vote not the asshole too. I vote not the asshole too. I think it's crazy that she's like also it sounds like it's the whole fucking weekend, right? Yeah, 2 nights, the whole fucking weekend. At least tune it down to 1 night per weekend. Like, this is like crazy. That is like insane. Reddit. But yeah, would I be the asshole if I told someone the truth about why they were being excluded from group activities? What do you think, Mango? Yeah? Yeah? Think it's a good one? Okay. Okay. Would I be the asshole if I told someone the truth about why they were being excluded from group activities? Bad daughter. A few years ago, I met my partner's cousin on his dad's side for the first time when he came to visit our city. We live on different coasts. I quickly realized this was the type of person I would never hang out with normally, but I was cordial. My partner acknowledged, yeah, Fred's a lot of fun, but he can be a bit much. We don't know any ages here. About a year ago, we moved to my partner's hometown and have been spending time with his family here, all on his mother's side, and his childhood friends. Coincidentally, his cousin moved here also for work, and the family welcomed him warmly, eager to spend time with his cousin they didn't know very well. At first he would be invited to all the things, but over the time I noticed he was left out more and more. My partner would ask, hey, where's Fred? And people would groan and make faces. Turns out that I'm not the only one that doesn't like being around him. He was still invited to Thanksgivings and big events like weddings, but casual family get-togethers like a game night or Sunday brunch, people left him out. And this is a family that does a lot together. Wait, but we haven't really gotten explained why she doesn't like him, right? Yeah, she just says, I quickly realized this was the type of person I would never hang out with normally. That's it? That's why they're so horrible? Okay. He has noticed and actually messaged me asking if I knew why the family isn't including him in things. I guess he sees me as another outsider, so feels a connection. Would I be the asshole if I told him the truth? Because the truth is that most people don't like his personality. Okay, he's loud, abrasive, pushy, and inconsiderate. If you call him out on any of that, he will just say he's fierce, and people need to learn how to deal with it. He changes the energy of any event he gets invited to. When my partner said he could be fun, it's because he will be the one loud at a bar or a club, trying to push people to dance, do shots or drugs, or do karaoke, etc. He will loudly criticize you for ordering a menu item or drink that he disapproves of. He doesn't respect other people's preferences, and like myself, my partner's family is mainly introverted. We don't need to come out of our shell. And we know what we like or don't like. We're not kids. All the adults are in their 40s. An example of when we all went to a museum with Grandma and the kids. There was a very cool sculpture that had a rope and a sign around it to keep people from getting too close. Oh god. He wanted a group selfie, insisted we duck under the rope to get it. And none of us were comfortable with that, but he kept insisting. A few of us started to walk away and he called us pussies. And then he laughed it off because he sees that behavior as him being edgy and charming. Last time I was out with him, he sent back his drink order twice because, sweetheart, this isn't how I like my old-fashioned. On top of that, he's often 45 plus minutes late to everything. Oh my god, 45 minutes is a lot. I don't know how to answer his question except with the truth. Your personality and behavior just doesn't mesh well with most people, and we just don't enjoy having you around. I think never, like, if never anybody tells him and, like, he's just being excluded quietly, it is kind of an asshole move by the family. They're turtles. It is kind of funny to read because it really sounds like this, like, little introvert conservative family. Like, she might be fully right and he might be, like, totally over the top, but it could also be the other way around. He isn't all that over the top and they're just very conservative and, like, you know, and, like, very, like, sheltered. Yeah, I think they should tell him. I actually think they should have told him before excluding him from events. Like, so I think there was, like, definitely, but that's not on OP here, but the family in general, right? The family should have 100% addressed this before just simply without a word excluding, which makes me think they're extra conservative, right? Yeah, I agree, Apes. I'm not saying it's her issue, right? Her problem. But at the same time, he asks her, right? I see what you're saying, that maybe she shouldn't reply. But I see it in this way. The family fucked up by excluding him without not telling him. If I was asked, I would probably still somewhat reply. I wouldn't just ignore him. Maybe if I wanted to like force a communication, I would be like, yeah, hey, like, maybe you should talk to your family, right? Like, if I can see points at which I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna spill the beans because it's not my beans to spill, right? I can see that. And then I would just be like, hey, talk to your family. Welcome back, Doinus. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. But do we know that he's not taking criticism? Like, we don't really know. Like, okay, here's the thing. Yes, there was like one comment of like, when you tell him, he just like, like, I don't know. Like, it's not really clear how clearly he was told. Yeah, but like, they're also all introverts, right? That are just like, right? Like they don't. It sounds like they're not really like forward about these things, So, like, also you always have to keep in mind that the person writing it will usually like exaggerate in their favor, right? I'm not saying like it could be both true. He could be the biggest asshole in the world. They could be the biggest conservative introverts, right? But but I feel like we don't really like know how bad he really is, and we also don't know whether he was actually clearly told. I think if he was clearly told, then she would have known, right? Or the family would have had more to tell about it. So I do think it sounds like the family did not communicate it very clearly to him, and I think they should have. But yeah. But she's not the asshole. Like, but I think she should write him to talk to the family and also probably tell her partner again. Is that how you read it? Here's how I read it. He might just be very extroverted. He might be loud when he's drunk, right? But this is literally written from someone who's very uncomfortable with someone who's loud, right? Like, all I'm saying is he could be an asshole, but I don't think we know whether he's an asshole. I don't think we know whether his behavior was really like the whole thing with like, oh, come on, have a shot, right? Like, oh, you really don't want to like have a bigger drink. Like, sure, I'm not a huge fan of that behavior either, but it really, like, I know many people that are kind of like that without being an asshole, I don't think that makes someone an asshole just because they're a loud personality. It's okay for you to be introverted and it's okay for them to be extroverted. It doesn't make someone an asshole just because they're a loud personality. I don't think so. Sure, they should they should try to still respect if somebody, doesn't want that, right? 100%. But all I'm saying is this story doesn't make it this story is written from the introvert, right? They usually, the writer will always exaggerate in their favor. Yeah, but Sleepy, all I'm saying is you're taking this too much at face value of him being an asshole. I don't even see much indication here for him being an asshole, to be honest. The only point was this one. Push people to do shots or drugs. That is the only thing. But even that, I think, isn't clear because, we all know the friend is like, hey, come on, let's have a shot, right? And based on how introverted this OP is, that might already be too much because they don't like to say no, right? But this is perfectly like, or okay, no, the second thing is here, him calling them pussies. That's definitely like, this is the, okay, this one, yes, 100%. This one, right, that I would say, yeah, like just using that word is asshole behavior, right? People need to learn how to deal with it. Where was that? Paragraph 3, line 4. It's like you're quoting the Bible. Oh, if you call him out on any of that, he will just say he's fierce, and people need to learn how to deal with it. Yeah, I get that, but again, like, this one is like, you know, I always try to like treat these stories like very much with a grain of salt, right? She only quotes the fierce, right? And like, again, I can like see someone just like being like, you know, like this one, like to me, there's only one obvious asshole behavior, which is this, if you use the word pussies, right? 100%. And I wouldn't like I don't like crossing like ropes and borders either. Astralis, I would agree if this wasn't family, right? And I think that's what's being forgotten here. They are family, right? I would agree that generally you don't have to tell people like you meet that their, you know, behavior is a problem. You know, you're just not gonna become friends. But he's part of the family, and then they just start excluding him from family events, right? And since they're family, I think in that context it makes them, that is an asshole move to not tell him why he's being excluded from the family events. And yes, Sleepy, I get that. You know, I don't like loud no, I'm probably not as sensitive as you are, to be honest, but I don't like pushy behavior either, right? I don't like pushy behavior either. Yeah, exactly. Like, I would agree if they weren't family, right? Like, you have no obligation to tell someone like you know, like, you know, you don't have any obligation telling that person. But since they're family, it's a bit different. He's being excluded like from family events makes it different to me. yeah, all good, Astralis, all good. But yeah, I still think they should have told him, because they're family. You know, I do think that family does come with a little bit of extended like responsibility for each other, telling each other when you suck, you know. So yes, but the OP here, obviously not an asshole, right? OP here, like, honestly, no matter what OP does here, I don't think OP is the asshole. Welcome back, and Blanky. So, even if OP decided to tell him, I don't think OP would be as much of an asshole, because the family decided not to tell him, right? But I probably, in OP's situation, would also rather be like, hey, talk to your family and tell my partner. Yeah, of course, Apes, 100%. You wanna be told when you suck, but generally people don't have a responsibility to you, right? Besides, and that's what's like close family and friends are for, right? But yeah, let's see what the people say. Don't downvote assholes. I love that. Yeah, no, that is true, Sleepy, 100%. 100%. I can't say for sure, but in my observations of you, the things you describe as your fierce personality can come off as abrasive. I know you say that people need... Oh, this is a, like, quote... What exactly? Exactly. Reddit is providing exactly the message she should write him. Word by word. I know you say that people need to learn how to deal with it, but many people want to spend time with people who are easy to get along with, not people they have to deal with. And when people give you feedback on your behaviors, you tend to laugh and either insult them or ignore them. Not the a-hole, and would be a kindness if you would give him his feedback gently but directly. The indirect approach is obviously lost on him if he's genuinely asking you why this is happening. Yeah, 100%. Not that I think he will appreciate the feedback. In fact, it seems likely that someone with his personality would lash out and insult you. But even if he lashes out, it could still prompt him to think about what you said the next time he's in a social situation, and people start pulling away from him. Oh, here we have another comment from the OP. It's so true about the lashing out and insulting part. Oh, okay, so there is more. A few weeks ago, he invited himself over to our place to hang out because he was bored. I was not in the mood to socialize on such short notice, but my partner felt bad saying no. I told him, okay, tell him, fine, but I'm going to bed. It was 11 p.m. When he arrived, I decided it was only polite to come out of the bedroom in my pajamas to say hello and tell him I'm tired and going to bed. But that I hope you boys have fun. His response was to make a sour face and say, "You're going to go to bed when you have a guest over? Okay, whatever." And then just walked away, ignoring me. I swear, he was deliberately being extra loud the whole time he was here. Oh, but you aren't my guest, you are partner's guest. If you were hoping... I love how this person is just like... Instead of like giving their own take or anything, they're just like here, exactly this is what you need to say. This is like a role player if I've ever seen one. We should redirect this person to like a D&D Reddit. Yeah, they're inserting themselves so hard. My friends tell me when I suck, even when I don't. My peers are very teasing. Open their profile, maybe they are in a D&D. Maybe. Wait, how do I... Can I see their... Oh my god, Hogwarts Mystery! Wait, is this? Oh, it's a mobile game, never mind. I thought this was like some Hogwarts role-playing stuff. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Well, wait, let's read a little bit more. Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery, a Harry Potter mobile RPG game developed by Jam City and published under Podkey Games. This is a community by fans for fans, and we have no affiliation with any of these companies. Oh, so there could still be... Safe to upgrade androids. Thestral question, spoiler for the Dark Horse side quest. Okay, no. I don't think so, but you know, I think they have great role-playing potential. Incredible. All right. Okay, that title, Am I the a-hole for asking a stranger why they were touching me? I'm already throwing up just reading the title. So, I was at a bar with my friends, having a conversation when I suddenly felt two hands grab my shoulders. The person whispered in my ear something along the lines of, Stay youthful, and you'll always feel free. Ugh. Touchy strangers the worst. Holy fuck. Or something random like that. I turned around and realized it was a complete stranger around his 30s. I'm in my 20s. My first reaction was to say, okay, but why are you grabbing me like that? That is a great response. That is a great response. most of the time, especially when you're young like that and somebody touches you, like I myself had many situations where something like that happened and I was not able to like, you know, tell them off or be like, hey, why are you touching me? Or, you know, like all I could do was like kind of like move out of it, right? Like, but I would basically be frozen and not really like, especially at that young age. Like now I think I would 100%, but at a younger age, I struggled with like, you know, responding and actually like, you know, and people like that need that. They need like you to actually be direct about it. His response was, I don't know, I just saw you looking at me earlier. I explained I turned around once because we were talking about something private and I wanted to check if anyone was listening. He then said, oh, maybe I mistook you for someone else. Just by their head. At that point, I felt really uncomfortable. The whole mood shifted from me and my friend sitting next to me noticed and asked if I was okay. She later said, maybe you could have been more gentle in how you responded. Yeah, that's the 20-year-old speaking. She basically felt embarrassed probably because like the guy was way older. He was over 30. She's only 20. So she felt like, ooh, we're making a scene, right? Like it's such a shame, but like, and I don't know why, but you do grow up like that. Like as I said, as I was younger, I wasn't able to like, you know, to be vocal about these things either. You kind of grow up with a sense of like you're being the young one and, you know, you shouldn't like make a scene about these things. Throw dirt in their eyes, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this friend, there's the 20-year-old speaking. But I told her I felt violated. He invaded my personal space and crossed a boundary. I also explained that when someone does something inappropriate, I trust my instincts and respond firmly. That's good for her at that age, for sure. I believe that if you call people out in a way that humbles them, they're less likely to do the same thing to someone else. True. Also, if he just said hello and introduced himself, I would have reacted very differently. Even though I stood up for myself, I felt awkward and weird afterward. I couldn't shake the discomfort and I really just wanted to leave. Now I question if I was too aggressive or if there's a better way to handle situations like this. I think it was perfect. I think this reaction was perfect. It wasn't aggressive. It was just very direct to, hey, but why do you need to grab me, right? Like, it wasn't like offensive. It wasn't like aggressive, you know, nothing, not physical. Like, I don't see any aggression in that. I think it's actually the perfect reply. I couldn't think of a better way to reply to this. I solved him by the asshole. It's again the reacting thing. We can move on. Don't be polite to men who creep you out. It's your job to It's not your job to comfort them. Don't be polite to men who creep you out. Not the a-hole. Wait, are we? Yeah, we're doubling. This sentence makes so much sense. Thank you. I can't help but think she's like making a joke because he's duplicating here. It took some practice for me, but I learned to say I really don't like being touched by strangers immediately upon being touched in a bar. Yeah, this is a good one too. Actually, it doesn't bother me that much, but it's very effective. They drop you like a hot potato. Added to add, if they protest, ask loud, do you usually have trouble accepting no from a woman? There are a lot of good men and women out there that will hear that and immediately step in. Yeah. 100%. Like, that's also my experience. Like, I lived like on Reeperbahn here, right? Sleepy knows the place, and like, as a woman, you're very safe because whenever something happens, there's like multiple people ready to jump in for you as a woman. This is actually a brilliant response to have ready. Quick, clear, and puts... Yeah, I get it. This is like... this is like the other one, like hers. Okay, but why are you grabbing me like that? Is not as clear. Even though I think this is a great response too, and also accomplishes them, like establishing the boundary. Yeah, very, very good. Shansu. All right. Oh, a Christmas story. A Christmas story. Will you look at that? Your skin is turning to ash. Like, you would have like, oh, actually, I think I know what you mean. It's like dry and you have like these little white pieces. Am I the a-hole? I refuse to visit his family on Christmas. I, 27, am yet another year responsible for all the planning and gifting during Christmas. My fiance's family thinks that we treat visits to my family as more important, which is not true. We visit them much more often. That's true, but that's because they invite us to events in big advance. That's something that my fiance's family never does. They just assume we will show up on our own. We've explained many times that we won't, because we already don't have much of free time. So if they want to see us, they just have to invite us, and we can plan it then. Like, I get it, but then at the same time, kind of like, it's kind of shitty too to just be like, I will never do anything with you unless you invite me. Right? And I'm bad at that too. I'm a bad friend too. Okay, I'm a bad friend. I'm a very, very bad friend. Also, speaking of that, Miss Manya sent a package. Oh no, it happened again. I haven't set up, like, gotten out the other, but yeah, wait. God damn it. But yeah, she sent me actually 2 figurines from Japan. Sailor Moon. Sorry for the little intermission, but I totally forgot about it. Yeah, I don't know, like, she's not holding on too well on the stage, but yeah, there we go. The little cute Sailor Moon figurine that Miss Manya got me and sent me for Christmas from Japan. Miss Manya is a great friend. Opposite to me, Miss Manya is a great friend. And she's also sent me a Sailor Mercury figurine, which I haven't unpacked yet. Yeah, very cute. Especially noticeable on dark skin. Yeah, I can imagine, Prince. I can imagine. I agree. I get that, right? Like packing everything up and going, yes. But like, there's something about the way she says it, right? Like, they assume we will show up on our own. We've explained many times that we won't because we already don't have much free time. This kind of like implies like, if you say it like that, it implies like we don't actually have time for you and we don't actually want to spend time with you, you know? Like, so if I said it like this to my mom wouldn't call either. My mom would be gone from my life. Right? She'd be like, okay, bye. Right? So I get it, you know, that you need some planning, but the way this is put here is very like, you know, like, obviously we don't know what this explanation looked like. Like, I have struggled traveling too because I have the birds, right? And so the birds need a caretaker. So there's a lot of times I can't travel either. Your pet is your son, your Switch is your daughter. you're not just you're just missing the AI partner now. Runs in the family. I guess it maybe runs in the family, but like it's no, actually no. My mom is like, if like usually my mom does like she visits quite often and stuff, right? And I'm always happy when she visits. Of course, like with travels, etc. We don't know, but yeah, I'm just saying like this like kind of like sounds a bit too harsh, basically. But we don't know how it was communicated. Stink Wizard, that's a great name. Anyway, my fiancé, 26, did not put any effort into planning visits or any gifts on Christmas since we met 3 years ago. So last year I made extremely clear, next year I will make plans on my own for us. If you want to take part in it, you can, but if you won't, then I'll assume you're okay with anything I planned. He was okay with it. This year, I did not get any invitation from his family, nor him, not a single word about organizing anything. I knew I could ignore them completely based on our last year arrangement, but I knew it wouldn't be fair. I called and invited us to their Christmas Eve, which they assumed we will show up for anyway. Wait. This year I did not get any invitation from his family. I knew I could ignore them completely based on our last year arrangement, but I knew it wouldn't be fair. I called and invited us to their Christmas Eve, which they assumed we will show up for anyway. But the rest of the days I planned all with my family and relatives. Today, 23rd December, he informed me that we are invited to his family living 2 hours drive away on 25th, and I said no, we have plans. He got really mad and said that it's not fair that my family gets 3 visits and his family only 1. I reminded him about our talk last year, but he said I should confirm my plans with him anyway. I told him that he could have asked and I'm not going anywhere. He can go himself, but it will not sit well with me and there will be consequences in our relationship. Okay, Mom. Oh my God. You know what? I have no doubts anymore about the harshness of her communication. I think she was harsh in her communication. It will not sit well with me and there will be consequences, sir. Oh my God. Right, witch and wizard signal. True. I told him that he... Wait, yeah. Am I the a-hole? I can totally picture what... I actually know people like this too. I know people like this too. I think this is a everyone sucks situation. She's obviously... Like, this is what we call malicious compliance, right? He's like, it does feel like she's doing this a little bit on purpose because he never helps and he never invests into it and his family never, gives plans in advance. So it feels a bit like malicious compliance, which makes her a little bit of an asshole too. But obviously he is also an asshole for like just not involving himself with it at all, and then he can't expect it to be what he wants it to be. I also wonder when she called to invite herself for the 24th, whether there weren't like any other, talks. It is really difficult if you have like a family that's like very much like, oh, we're planning like a month ahead, and then you have a family that's not like that, that's more like spontaneous, right? Like that clashes. That just clashes on Christmas the most. Yeah, I'm just remembering the RPG text. Oh, people remember this. Yeah, I agree, Sleepy. I think everybody sucks here. I think she sucks for like it's pretty much malicious compliance, and then he sucks for obviously not involving himself. But to be fair, it is difficult to you know, like those families literally live on like opposite schedules. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think I was spot on when I said that the way she communicated this sounds like she doesn't want to see them at all, right? I think I was spot on. I think the way she communicated this was to them like, okay, she doesn't want to see us. But then they will still call their son like, hey, do you want to come over on the 25th, right? They will just not call her, like even less so, because they feel like she doesn't want to see them. Right? But yeah. All right. Not the a-hole? My daddy issues is speaking. My dad was this way. That... No. Go resolve your daddy issues. Go resolve your daddy issues. I mean, it's true that he's the a-hole tool, but that doesn't make her not the a-hole. Not want to be involved in any planning of anything, but would get annoyed that things weren't planned that he wanted. Let him go to his parents. Don't bother going Xmas Eve. Maybe think about whether you're happy in the relationship. The Reddit, get a divorce. Your last line is the most important. In looking at this behavior, she is looking at her future if they get married. Will he ever learn to participate in planning things together? Yeah, like, I mean, I do agree that they should consider, like, the marrying thing. Actually, I'd forgotten that they are engaged. I thought they were already married. The way it sounded like they were, like, 10 years deep into marriage, to be honest. But I guess not. In that case, yes, maybe reconsider. He should participate in the planning, but yeah. Babe, why do you want to marry a man like this? Frankie Lovey is here for you. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. Is nobody calling her out on her tone? Is everybody here white knighting? Okay. But not every family makes holiday plans far in advance. Yeah, and actually my family doesn't either. Like, my family makes Christmas plans like in December. You know? I don't get the reason the subreddit exists. I know every time 100%. What do you mean if? You know you're 100% the a-hole all the time, right? That's kind of how I operate too. Yeah, Reddit's solution for everything. Break up. Divorce. In my family, we know on which holiday we usually get together, but plans aren't set with times and whatever until a couple of days before. There are no big formal invitations. This gets harder, and there are some growing pains when more of the younger generations get married and there are competing plans. But it hasn't changed my family's lack of planning. For us, I set plans in advance when we are hosting. For other holidays, I check in with my family to see which day they will be getting together. Xmas Day versus Eve, Thanksgiving on the Thursday or weekend after to accommodate other schedules. And then we make our plans accordingly. We never schedule more than one family on a particular day, so the times and whatevers don't really matter. You and your fiancé should decide together which days will be reserved for which family, and then times and locations can be last-minute decisions for his family's days. Regardless of whether his families are big plans, if OP told him that she was responsible for organizing, with his side of the family. He should have stepped in at the point and at least did what you described. Figured out. Yeah. Like, I do agree that the fiance should obviously just involve himself, and now he can't be upset. But she also definitely acted with malicious compliance. Yeah, be the asshole and be assertive with it. Exactly. You know, nobody like can call you out. Like, you know, there's no surprises if you already accept them from the start that you're the a-hole. I'm in the ad void. Babe, divorce. Yeah. I'm just being fierce. All right. If you're having these communication and family problems while engaged, it might be a good opportunity to end this relationship. Everyone sucks here. Thank you. And look at this. It's top 5% commenter. This is the peak of Reddit, and the peak of Reddit is here to speak wisdom, to speak truth. Everybody sucks here. Thank you. We needed you, Mr. Top 5%. It seems like you made plans and didn't inform him. You decided you're spending the days at your farm without telling him. I'm confused. You both lack communication skills. His family is different to yours. Yours plans and sends invites, while he assumed you'll come because, you know, your family. It's different family dynamics. So your boyfriend sucks the most, followed by you. Yes. Yeah, peak of Reddit. Yeah, to be honest, this is also, even though concrete plans usually with my family were made only in December, shortly ahead of time, we actually usually came together with the big family at the 27th, because that is like a day like that usually everybody can do. It's not even a holiday anymore, you know? Yeah, this. I said, no, we have plans. Oh, wait. What does that mean exactly? Because it sure looks like after complaining that his family doesn't communicate plans, she made plans with her family and didn't bother to communicate them to her, to her significant other. She's just as bad as they are. If it means we have plans which have already been communicated to you and you agreed but have obviously forgotten, that's wildly different from I made plans but didn't bother to tell you because you might have objected and now it's too late. Yeah, I agree. And OP never replied to this thread. Look, here comes the top 10% commenter. This needs to be the top comment. Not sure how all the people saying they aren't the a-hole are skipping over the part where she didn't inform him of anything. The peak of Reddit is coming in trying to save this thread. Darius, do you have no family left? I'm very sorry to hear that. Especially around Christmas. I would assume that's where you get most reminded of it. Yeah, OP wanted everyone to agree with her, of course. I mean, that's generally the case. People post on Am I the A-hole because they want validation. You know? It's the best when they're like super obviously the a-hole and they think they think people will agree with them. Yeah, 100% apes. Honey, you're only 27 and you've been doing this for 3 years? Think about it. You seriously are going to marry this person and potentially have kids? And you'll be stuck with doing Christmas for the whole family on your own? Forever? Yeah, I did that, and it sucks. Take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself if you want this for the next 50 or 60 years, and hopefully you'll come to the same conclusion as any sane person and dump his ass. God, these Reddit White Knight posts are crazy. Crazy. Holy shit. Oh. I mean, when they say they're weak-willed, just argue with yourself in the middle of the night. No better validation there. I don't know. I it's sometimes like, you know, like you would think you're always in agreement with yourself, but no, you know, if you truly split. Yeah, obviously there's also the cases where they just don't really, they truly don't know, but still usually they aim, like a lot of them just aim for validation. They think they'll be validated. Right, I do remember you having a partner, but still like parents, etc. But I mean, yeah. I hope you will have a very nice Christmas Eve together. All right, one more. Shit. Just one more, Mom. Am I the a-hole for telling a woman to stop humming during a classical music concert? My fiance and I enjoy going to live classical music concerts as a special date night. Yesterday, I spent $110 on 2 front row seats for holiday music we were excited for. Not even 15 seconds after the music started, the woman directly behind me began loudly humming with the music. At first, I tried to ignore it. We have another fierce personality in the room. Hoping she'd stop, but she just kept going. It wasn't subtle, it was loud. You could see her being overly touchy with her husband as well, and she was clearly drunk. The husband at one point said something around the lines of her needing to stop as it's not polite, but the wife laughed it off, but I was becoming incredibly mad at this point. I am not a confrontational guy. I hate confrontation. But I was just brewing the entire time. But my fiancé seemed to not have directly noticed. So I didn't want to cause a scene to ruin her night. Well, if the fiancé directly next to him didn't notice, it can't have been that loud, right? But 30 minutes into the concert, I told my fiancé I needed to say something. I can't hear the music and I was frustrated. That's when my fiancé noticed and told me it's okay and not to make a scene. Maybe 5 minutes later, the woman behind me begins singing. Straight singing. If you're not familiar with classical music etiquette, you don't sing, you don't hum, you don't make sound, you don't tap your feet. Wait, I just gonna show you. Wait, like let's see, like we just need a picture of the audience. Because they never showed the audience. No. They never showed the audience? Crazy. We need like a good old picture of the audience back in the day. And the solutions of aggravated assault. There was a printer, eh? Okay, we're gonna check out the printer after. Okay, I need to find, wait, no, music videos. No, this is not live shit. Oh my god. This was just supposed to be like a quick, like, you know, show what back, it's not long enough, I think. But they're all sitting. Back in the day, they're all sitting. Classical concerts are basically were like modern concerts were like 50 years ago. Like, look, they're all sitting. They're all sitting. When I can't sleep, can you come to me? They're all sitting, but I think they're already allowed to tap their feet. They're already like tapping their feet and doing like some light, like, you know, light moving with the music, you know. So classical music is where, you know, modern music was 50 years ago. No, Aves, you are 100% you are. But the joke is, right, that, you know, back in the day, 50 years ago, people were also quiet at, like, you know, at actual, like, modern music, you know. And maybe someday we'll start finally headbanging to classical music as well. This reminds me of the no pomegranates. Am I clear? Wait, is that a meme or a story? Wait, the pomegranates. No pomegranates. Explained. Oh. It is a meme. Interesting. And we're already getting deep into the lore here, so I'll excuse myself back. But yeah, leave the husband. Yeah, we need to watch out here if there's any reason for divorce, okay? It is a Reddit story after all. All right. Maybe 5 minutes later, this woman behind me begins singing. Straight singing. If you're not familiar with classical music etiquette, you don't sing, you don't hum, you don't make sound, you don't tap your feet. This is when I turned around, directly looked at the woman and said, "Ma'am, please stop." The woman looked confused, asked me to repeat, and I said, "Ma'am, please stop. I've been listening to you the entire concert." She then hand waves me away out of embarrassment. The husband didn't even want to look at me. He looked embarrassed. I could hear others laughing after I said that to her. You could hear the whispers of others giggling and repeating what I said to their significant other. But guess what? She didn't stop. She tapped me on the shoulders 5 minutes later to apologize, and I waved her away. I didn't want to accept any apology. I was frustrated, and I didn't want to acknowledge her. If it wasn't for my fiancé being able to enjoy most of the show, I would have asked for a refund or for someone to ask her to leave. But I do feel bad, because my fiancé now more tuned to the sound. But I do feel bad, because my fiancé, now more tuned to the sound, she became frustrated with the humming. The woman was directly next to my ear, but my fiancé thought next to me was just a bit further and at an angle that made it so as to why she didn't notice at first. But she then said something to the woman, asking her to be quiet, and again, no change. Well, maybe also your fiancé just wanted to help you, support you, because she saw how upset you were. Honestly, when the concert ended at the hour mark, I didn't want to look at that woman. I didn't want to do anything but leave. I paid $110 to listen to a woman hum in my ear for an hour. It was a lesson in patience, but not in a good way. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for telling her to stop? I mean, you failed, like... Should I have escalated? Yeah, you should have escalated to the staff. 100%. 100%. Like, this is pathetic. He's not the a-hole, but it's pathetic, okay? Don't sit there for like 2 hours crying about, like, being upset about the situation. Like, get up and get the staff involved if she doesn't shut up. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, even though I was memeing on the whole, like, you know, like, be quiet, no sounds thing, I do get it. I've been to classical concerts too, and it's true. They're generally very fancy and very, like, quiet, and you enjoy, like, the higher tunes, you know, of Evolution or whatever. No, but, like, this is, like, just, like, so sad, right? Because he's, like, sitting there frustrated for the whole fucking time instead of like solving the issue. Like, I would have 100% gotten up and gotten staff if it was directly in my ear and she didn't stop after me talking to her. I would have escalated this very hard. Like, I wouldn't waste my money like this. I wouldn't waste my evening like this, right? Like, he's wasted both his money and his evening by just being upset and not solving the issue. And like, who cares what other people think, you know? Like, who cares if some other people are laughing? Like, he obviously is the guy to care, but like, yeah, like, this is just sad. This is just sad. Like, not the a-hole for asking her to stop, but kind of an idiot, you know? Ruining his own life. Like, I'm not even mad at the woman anymore, right? Because he just couldn't figure it out. But honestly, also nobody else could figure it out. So I don't know. Maybe she wasn't even that loud, to be honest. Because his fiancé didn't hear her at first. And the other people didn't seem to react much. So maybe she wasn't all that loud. I don't know. Maybe she was, you know, like maybe he was just so fixated on it. And it was actually quite quiet, so most people didn't hear it. But still, like, I would still, like, you know. But yeah. Pathetic! The verdict is pathetic. Alright, what's the printer thing? Oh my god, this sounds petty. Holy shit. I can see why apes wanna hear this one. This sounds petty as fuck. Am I the a-hole for telling my coworker to stop printing personal stuff at work? Yeah, weak-willed indeed, Sleepy. I, 34 male, work in a small office where we all share one printer. It's always been like an unspoken rule that the print is only for work things. Lately, my coworker Jane, 29, started printing her personal stuff. At first it was just a recipe here and there or a page or two, but now she's printing huge stacks like travel plans, tech stuff, even coloring pages for her kids. Last week I had to print an important report for a client meeting, but her stuff jammed up the printer queue and I got delayed. I asked her about it and she just laughed, saying she didn't think it'd be a big deal. I told her seriously she should print her personal things at home. She rolled her eyes and said I was being dramatic. The office manager overheard and backed me up, but now James mad and barely talking to me. She's also telling other coworkers I'm a snitch. Am I the a-hole? No, yeah, okay. I thought this would be way pettier than it is. This obviously is fine. Like, listen, print your personal stuff, but be discreet about it. You know? You cannot block actual work stuff with it. I think, like, when I was in my apprenticeship, I probably printed some personal stuff too at work. I haven't in a long time, but mainly because I don't need anything printed. But I know, like, for example, at my current workplace, it would be fine. At my current workplace, it's fine if you print some personal stuff you need. I mean, we have beer for free, for fuck's sake, right? Like, it's fine. Go ahead, right? But be discreet about it. Like, don't block other people's actual work. Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe even do it after, like if she has to print, like that much to print, she should wait till evening, right? When everybody goes home, and do it then. Like, if she has that much to print. But to be fair, if it's a small office with only one printer, I do see a case here for maybe in this office, indeed, you shouldn't print personal stuff at all. Yeah, exactly, apes. Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. So can you just use that 3D printer at uni freely? That is amazing. Also, I want to read up here. And yeah, apes, I also thought this story would be way pettier of someone just seeing somebody else printing private stuff and them caring, right? Like, I thought that it would be that. In my opinion, as long as it's not bothering anyone with like the foot tapping thing, and you're just like, you can't do that in a fancy setting, then he's the asshole. But if it's like she's right in his ear, then he's not the a-hole and should take it further. I don't think he was the a-hole. I think he was just an idiot for not taking it up with security or the staff. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought we would have like a really petty coworker here, you know, putting their nose where it doesn't belong. Ooh, okay. Am I the a-hole? 31. Wait, am I the a-hole? I, 31, had my daughter 5 donate her toys before Christmas. I think the story will be much more harmless, but the title sounds like there could be some insane cruelty here. This year, my daughter wanted to participate in our country's version of Angel Tree. I agreed with the condition that she would need to donate the amount of gifts from her toy collection we would be buying for the child. The toys my child donated would not be going to the child whose list we've picked, but to the local daycare who had asked the community for used toy donations to their playroom. My daughter happily agreed to this condition and chose her 3 least favorite toys to donate. We purchased the toys and other asks on the child's list and wrapped them together. We made a time of it and played carols as well as had Christmas snacks. I wanted this to be a positive experience for my daughter. Yesterday we had my family's Christmas celebration. My daughter was telling my mother about her donating her toys and getting to buy toys for another child that needs them. My mother was outraged that I forced my daughter to donate toys, and that I was being harmful to my child by instilling dislike for charity in my daughter. My sister piped up and agreed with my mother, saying I wasn't being fair by forcing my child to donate her own things to participate in charity. I tried to explain to them I was teaching my child that donations cost us personally, but feeling of doing good for others is the payoff. My child doesn't want for anything. She has had more than 3 toys given to her already for Christmas. Toys she preferred over the toys she gave away. I have left the family gathering feeling very emotional and upset. My daughter is confused because she thought she was doing the right thing by donating her toys and is upset that I was crying on the way home. I'm pretty sure I did the right thing, but I was berated by my mother and sister for nearly an hour about my parenting choices. You know what? I take it all back. No cruelty here. Yeah, there's 0 cruelty here. Literally mother of the year. Holy shit. Look at that mother. Her 5-year-old is ready to donate. Yeah, it's a good lesson. And not just that. The 5-year-old had already agreed on the toys. It's not like the 5-year-old was like crying as her toys were taken away, right? The 5-year-old had chosen the toys. Like, what a great mother that, like, you know, the 5-year-old is actually like ready and willing to give away those toys and donate. Yeah, it's great. This is honestly Mother of the Year worthy. Yeah. No, this is great. And it's not just and also she succeeded already, right? Because this kid wasn't like upset about it, right? It's not like she was like, I don't want to, right? Like, no. This kid had already decided on the toys, was proud to do it, right? So the mother has already succeeded in that. Yeah, this is no. Jesus Christ. And like, honestly, the mom being like that, it's so, like, I don't know, it's like, oh my God, you know. And like, in my experience, in our family at least, you know, the kids get like way too many toys all the time. Because, you know, everybody gives them toys, and then there is old toys from the family that's also passed down. The kids always get way too many toys, you know? I don't think it's just like nowadays, right, Sleepy? Bad parents have always existed. It's just like, maybe it shows a little bit differently, but you know, bad parents have always existed. Yeah, for sure, Sleepy. Yeah, for sure. I agree. I get the crying too. I would have cried too. This is something that would make me cry too. You know, going to a family gathering and getting like this kind of like mixed bad feedback. This is the reason why the storage space in our apartment buildings, common rooms, are just filled with stuff that don't belong there. People never throw things away. I mean, it kind of fits to what I said about also like there always being too many toys. So weird. It doesn't actually, yeah. The grandmother should die for divorce. Yeah. OP should divorce. Divorce your mom. Okay, am I the a-hole for not giving my sister's kids back? Okay. Should we call the police? Am I the a-hole for not giving my sister's kids back? Context: I, 28 female, have a younger sister, 25 female, who we will call Katie. Fake name. Katie, growing up, was a wild child. She was always getting into trouble and arguing with mom and dad. Me, on the other hand, I was responsible and not so crazy. I was quiet and shy. In Katie's teenage years, she was wild, always going to parties, always having a new boyfriend every other week. She did end up getting pregnant at about 16. When she turned 20, she had another child. Now fast forward to her being 25, she has a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. I won't be naming. I live with my girlfriend a few blocks away from my sister Katie. Her kids are almost always at our house. Katie is always out partying and drinking and doesn't take care of her kids. My girlfriend sat me down and said that we should talk to my sister and ask to take custody of her kids because they practically live at our house. Fast forward a month, I had reserved custody over the kids with my girlfriend. Another month passed and I got a phone call from my mother saying that my younger sister Katie had said that I had stolen her kids and needed to give them back, even though she willingly agreed to give us custody over them. I found out Katie had been telling everyone I stole her kids, and now I'm receiving messages from friends and relatives to give her kids back. My girlfriend and my dad are on my side with this, but everyone else isn't. Am I the a-hole? You have custody. Like, tell them, you have custody! Weak-willed OP. I mean, no. Good. I mean, weak-willed, but good OP. Taking care of kids that sister obviously can't. But actually, it's the W girlfriend, isn't it? He seems kind of weak-willed. I can't believe he actually got custody with this weak will. I think it's actually the W girlfriend. Yeah, no, it sounds like it's legal. It sounds like he has custody. It sounds like he has custody. W girlfriend. Legal stealing like Texas. But yeah, no. Obviously, this sister is just using this. Like, saying like, oh, you know, they stole my kids, is just using this for attention and help, you know? Yes. The sister is just saying this to the family to get attention and help. And you should just be like, here, receipts. I have custody, you know? That's that. Like, the am I the a-hole is, excuse me? Not the a-hole. You should tell everyone the truth that she willingly handed the kids off to you because they were getting in the way of her partying. We're not talking about a prized painting here. The children are actually human beings with needs and feelings, not collectibles to be traded back and forth when your fancy strikes you. Your friends and relatives should stay out of this because they don't know what they're talking about. A top 1% commenter has graced us with his presence. Chat. A top 1% commenter is gonna shower us with his wisdom. Ready yourself. Exactly. The friends and family probably only know what your sister is telling them. Someone probably asked her, "Where are your kids?" and she was most likely embarrassed to tell them the truth. So she lied. I would set everyone straight that your sister signed custody of her kids over to you and asked them to stop harassing you about it because the kids have been through enough without their interference over a lie from a mother who has hurt them and confused them enough in their short lives already. Not the a-hole. Top 1% has spoken. But yeah. Yeah, for sure, Sleepy. I agree. Also, even if they don't know that that the custody went over, they still like know that the sister was like partying and shit, right? So they should still like be like more interested. Like they should want the kids not to go back to that sister. The top 1% has graced us with their words, and with that, the story is concluded. There is nothing more to say. There is no wisdom we could add beyond this point. Have we ever considered whether like the Reddit might be a pyramid scheme? All right. Am I the a-hole to request my little brother stop calling me by my stepfather's last name? I want like, ooh, this one has already a judgment. Am I the a-hole for getting my sister's chocolate for Christmas after she hasn't put any effort into my gifts? Okay, I'm looking for a spicy one. Am I the asshole for not helping my husband get ready for work? Am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law to worry about his own wife? Okay, let's go for this one. I like playing Face Hunter. Am I the a-hole? Yes. Easy, Sleepy. How dare you even try to like load, like, you know, try to like load some more work onto these, you know, holy top 1%ers of Reddit. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law to worry about his own wife? I, 31, have been married to my wife, 28, for 10 years. We have 4 great kids together, and while we do have our squabbles, here and there we have a solid relationship. So a couple weeks ago, my stepsister and her new husband came to our town and asked us to go out with them. My wife and I get a sitter for the kids and we meet them at the bar. Both my wife and I drank 2 beers over the course of the 4 hours we were there. But my stepsister, and especially her husband, got wasted. At around beer 10 for my brother-in-law, somehow talk of our weddings engagements came up. I was mostly talking to my brother-in-law, so I'm 99% sure this came from my wife and my stepsister, which was fine. Whatever, I honestly didn't think anything of it, until my brother-in-law told my stepsister to show us her ring. We've seen it before this, by the way. We were both in the wedding. I'm also going to slide in here that my brother-in-law's parents are rich. I don't know about his finances, but I do know they have money and he works for their business. Moving on. Then he asked my wife what hers looks like because he's never seen it. True, they hadn't met when I married my wife, and my wife says I'm not wearing it. Was this a surprise to me? No. I can't tell you the last time I saw her wear her rings. She's a housewife, and I'm not knocking at that at all, that she just doesn't wear them 24/7 at home. With them? 2 rings? Oh, good night. But she just doesn't wear them 24/7 at home, and as a result of that, she doesn't stop and think, hey, I'm going to Walmart, let me go grab my rings. Wait, why 2 rings? Is it normal to keep wearing the engagement ring? I thought you have an engagement ring, and once you're married, you have a wedding ring. Huh. Anyway, my brother-in-law makes a big deal of it, basically saying she would wear them if she cared about our marriage at all, pointing out that I was wearing mine. And I was, but to be fair, it came in like a 6-pack on Amazon. They're the rubber ones. If I lose one of them, I have more. I thought this whole story was going towards the fact that like this brother-in-law is rich and he would shit like on the kind of rings they have, saying like, oh my god, like this ring is so cheap, right? Look after your wife. But like this one here, he has like a 6-pack of his rings. So if he loses one, he just has the next one to put on. That is like crazy. I mean, I still think it's not that common to not wear your wedding ring, Sleepy. But obviously, this is not brother-in-law's business in the slightest, right? Like, just like, yeah, it's not that common, but like, it's not his business. Especially, like, we'll see now what their reaction is, but like, especially when the couple is like, duh, that's how we roll, then like, just shut the fuck up. Like maybe, like I could see myself making a comment too, like, oh, you're not wearing your wedding ring, right? Like out of like curiosity, I could see myself making a comment like that too. But then like whatever they say, you accept it and shut up. Yeah, that is true too, Sleepy. In fact, my my philosophy, sorry. My philosophy teacher in school, he literally lost his finger, and like he had only gotten married like 2 weeks prior or so. Like it was really, really like shortly after, and he lost his finger because at our school, it was like summer, and the finishing class held their speech and they did a prank of where they were like, yeah, and by the way, the day is over now, everybody can go home, which wasn't the truth. We were supposed to go back and have class, like, no rest for the kids ever. But yeah, anyways, so all the kids, they started like, running out of school, and our philosophy teacher, he like sprinted out of the building and and like this jumped over the fence. Wait, you can't actually probably see my hand, but like he basically like jumped over the fence. Let me just change. He jumped over the fence, like, and his ring got stuck on the fence, and he lost a finger. And that was only 2 weeks. 2 weeks after he got married. Yeah, that was rough. And also crazy commitment and dedication, like sprinting like that after the kids. Rings are evil, yeah. But maybe also, just don't jump over fences. Honestly, I always thought he was crazy for literally he was literally sprinting, and I always of course it was a horrible accident, but also it was crazy how far he was willing to go to stop these kids from walking home. Give them you can just give them a shitty grade for just disappearing, I don't know. I always thought it was crazy how committed he was to chasing them down. I should have known this after Soren. Why you do that to me? It is an uncomfortable story. I agree. I always think of that when I grab fences, literally. You had a meeting where they showed you disgusting pictures of ring accidents. Jesus. But yeah, no, I do agree. It should be fine to take it off, at times. But also, at the same time, I do think it's a nice gesture wearing it, Both is true, kinda, It is true that it shouldn't be, as heavily demanded as it is, but it's also a nice gesture at the same time. Good luck, Signal. All right. Where were we? Anyway, my brother-in-law makes a big deal of it, basically saying she would wear them if she cared about our marriage at all, pointing out that I was wearing mine, and I was, to be fair, but it came in a 6-pack on Amazon. I love this sentence, it's so great. My God, I already forgot about it. They're the rubber ones. If I lose one of them, and I have more. So they literally got their wedding rings on Amazon, and he got a 6-pack of it. That's so great. Yeah, wearing it on a necklace, I love that. And I've seen actually many people in construction and stuff do that, right? Many people that work handy jobs, because yeah, you shouldn't wear it if you're working with tools and shit at all. But yeah, I just love this. I just love the pragmatism about this. Okay, yeah, sure, I'm gonna get 6. I'm gonna get the rubbery ones. When I lose one, I have another one. I just love this. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not laughing about it being cheap. I actually love the pragmatism about it. Not just did they get cheap ones, he just got a fucking 6-pack in case he loses one. Yeah, for sure. This is a great couple. I love it. Now, I don't care about people having opinions, but what I do care about is when they're trying to drive those opinions home to the point my wife feels bad about herself when she's done nothing wrong. And that's what started happening. After both our wives go to the bathroom later and he went in a little more to me with things I won't say here, it ended with me telling him that I could trust my wife with or without a ring. If he couldn't trust his even with one, maybe he should worry more about that and not whether my wife wears the rings I paid for. Me paying for them was really a big thing for him for some reason. Since then, I guess he's been shitty to my stepsister about her wanting to come for Christmas with our family and blamed it on me. And when I talked to my dad, he told me that they weren't coming because of what I said. Oh, wee. Now other family members aren't coming because they aren't, and I guess it's a thing I just feel stupid. Was I wrong? I mean, I think he was in the right to kind of trash talk him a little. I don't think this comeback was particularly a great one because he dragged in the sister. So I think, he could have definitely he could have solved this way better, but I don't think he's the a-hole, This is just a little bit of it could have been way smoother, Could have been way smoother. For sure. Should have been direct. Like, it wasn't perfect, but I don't think it makes him the a-hole. Like, it's just like, yeah, it wasn't the best way, but on the brother-in-law started it, got his shit back. Just get a ring pop. Is this a reference to this? A ring pop would filter out rings. Yeah, it's supposed to be just a symbol. He sounds like one of the PC bros that looks at cheap PCs and like, how can you not have the best? Yeah. A little weak-willed but strong-willed for the situation. I don't actually think this OP is weak-willed. I just think he literally like I don't think, because like what he said, honestly, like, you know, it is pretty harsh in a way. So it's not weak-willed. It's just like he for some reason he couldn't be direct about it, right? Like, you know, I think if he had been like, you know, you're making my wife uncomfortable, even though she has done nothing wrong, if he had said it like that direct, you know, that's like to the point, you know, establish the boundary, say what's wrong with the circumstance, but that's not easy always to recognize in the moment. And I think he just didn't recognize it in the moment. Oh, it's a candy. Oh. Wait. Oh, shit. I have seen these before. I've seen these before. I don't think I've ever... Ring pop ring bugs. But I don't think I've ever eaten these. But I remember seeing them as a kid. But yeah, actually, great example. Yeah. Alrighty. I think not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Married couples decide for themselves what they're comfortable with. I know a couple married over a decade where they're more likely to not wear their rings. Not because of a lack of love, but because of work, cleaning, etc. And they may leave the house without it. I know another couple where it was decided the guy wants to wear those silicone rings because of lifestyle reasons. But there's still more formal and expensive wedding rings. Different strokes for different folks. Just reassure your wife with anyone else. Well, they weren't there when brother-in-law acted as an ass. Top 5%. Top 5% wisdom right here. Brother-in-law's argument might be the dumbest thing I've ever read. My parents have been happily married for almost 55 years and neither of them wear their wedding rings. I'm not sure they even know where the rings are. My sister and her husband, also happily married for over 20 years, don't wear theirs. My husband wears his, but I work with my hands, so I only wear mine when we go out somewhere special. And even then, only if I remember to put them on before we leave the house. And on the other hand, I can't count the number of friends I have in shitty marriages or ones who get divorced who wear their rings 24/7. Brother-in-law should mind his own business and maybe look into AA? I don't know what AA is. Before he starts any other ridiculous arguments. Brent, hello. Oh, you finished making the cake. Oh, share some photos on Discord. Your father has never worn his ring. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. My mom was only married for a short time where she did wear her ring. But, you know, I didn't grow up with the typical, like, married parents. Anonymous alcoholics? I'm not sure that's what's meant here in this context. Yeah, like the weirdest thing is he like, you know, himself like, you know, inserting himself, like making a big deal out of it is really weird. Like, I can understand asking out of curiosity, but after that, whatever the reply is, you accept. Especially like they're meeting him for the first time. Like they don't even know each other. It's so weird. So weird. I don't see the rings, like in general, I don't see the rings as like I'm showing my love, right? I see it more of like actually, I mean, it's part of that, I guess. But I think it's also like a proud thing, a little, you know? Like, proud of the ring of the partnership and proud of showing it off, you know? Not that that's important. I'm not saying that that's important, right? But like, I feel like that's a part of it too. I think actually a big part, especially like for like, you know, engagement rings, etc. Girls like to show off, right? I don't think it's anonymous alcoholics here that's meant, or did they say anything about the brother-in-law being super drunk? Oh, top 1%. Top 1%. My hubby works in aviation. He didn't want to wear his ring because of it, 1, getting scratched, 2, didn't want it getting lost, 3, he works around electricity, metal and electricity, not a good idea, and 4, most importantly to him apparently, he didn't want it to have to be forcefully removed if he ended up with a busted hand or finger. I brought him the silicone ones, and he wears them usually and keeps his actual wedding band for non-work sporting days. Sporting days? No, you shouldn't wear it when you're doing sports either. I've my set. Wait. I have my set, but as a shit asshole mom. Shitty asshole mom. Shitty asshole. I don't know. It's too many abbreviations, help. Who gets swollen fingers. I guess it's some sort of medical condition. Oh, stay-at-home mother. Yes. It's not shitty asshole mother. It's stay-at-home mother. Oh god. Listen, I respect stay-at-home mothers, okay? I really respect it, even though it might have not sounded like it. Who gets swollen fingers. I rarely wear mine unless we are going out with friends, family, or a date, and even then sometimes I forget. We got married on our 10th anniversary, so we had plenty of time to develop our trust in each other. OP is definitely not the a-hole. Can be a shitty asshole mother too. Sammy will go to an AA meeting to tell them about period too. If it could be explained with alcohol, I sure would. But I actually haven't drunken anything in quite a while. If there were drowning beers left and right, I don't, but there wasn't actually any big mentioning of alcohol even, right? Alcohol, drunk, beer. Oh, he was at around 10 beers. Okay, but even though they're getting wasted, doesn't mean they're alcoholics, right? It might be, but honestly, in my experience, alcoholics tend to be somewhat functional. Like, you don't notice them being super wasted because they're like kind of like always drunk. So it could be. Oh, that was just an insult, you think? I see. Shifty asshole mother. Shitty. It's fine. My mom drank some wine when she was pregnant and turned out fine. It does explain some things, Brent. It does explain some things. Yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe I'm taking it too serious and it was meant just as an asshole. Okay. The 1% has spoken. Congrats, Signal. Congrats. I think we're gonna go for one last story. Am I the asshole for showing resentments towards my sibling because our mom fixed the house up after I moved out? I mean, that one sounds kind of obvious. Why are you resenting your siblings for the house being... What? Can't you just be happy for your siblings? But yeah. For telling my mom to stop letting my brother get away with stuff just because he's autistic. Am I the ale for not inviting my friend's boyfriend to my wedding because I don't like him? Is it about a printer or a divorce? Definitely, yeah, that's actually a good, that's like a good check. To tell the waitress that the hostess said we'd have to surrender our table at a certain time. Oh shit, wait, another Christmas story. And this one's kind of similar to what we had earlier. Wait, what's with all these stealing mother-in-laws? I never knew this. Guys, protect your gifts. Apparently mother-in-laws, protect your gifts for your kids when you're married, because apparently mother-in-laws like to steal Christmas gifts. This is crazy. Am I the ale for telling my mother-in-law not to place her own gift tags on Christmas presents I ordered for my children? Yeah. Hide your kids, hide your wife, mother-in-laws in town. So basically, I mean, you can still have a mother-in-law even if you're not having children, right? Still can get married. But I guess your presents for kids wouldn't get stolen. Someone with high level autism, people take it too seriously. I think that's really hard to generalize, Brand, because there is very different forms of autism, right? And people affected in very different ways, and in how much they, it shows. Gamers would never struggle with this. We don't get to the women part. So basically, I had ordered all my children's Christmas presents online to be sent to my in-laws' home. As we are spending Christmas there this year, my mother-in-law said that she didn't mind wrapping them all up before we all got there. We arrived here yesterday and all was well. After the kids got settled in their room, I got a chance to ask her about the presents. She told me that they were mostly all wrapped with just a couple she needed to finish off and that they were stored in their basement. I did ask if she needed a hand finishing the rest off, but she insisted that I should rest after our journey. So I rejoined my husband in the sitting room. A couple hours later, she had gone to take a nap, so I went down to their basement to see how many had been wrapped. And like she said, there were some still left to wrap, but as I was checking some of the bigger presents, I noticed that they already had gift tags taped to them. When I flipped the tags, they read, "From Grandma," and not just one, but on all of the bigger ones. Okay, I thought up to this point, I thought she had just, put like tags with the name for which kid it is, but because it's her handwriting, the kids might imply it's from Grandma. That's what I thought was going on here, and I would be like, you know what? She just wanted to be nice, prepare the gifts, have everything ready. But from Grandma, okay, now we're back in gift stealing territory. So I immediately went and told my husband about what I just found, and he said that his mom had asked if she could put a few of her tags on, as she didn't want to disappoint her grandsons. My husband agreed that she could and told me that it isn't a big deal and that this is the only time we will be spending Christmas over at theirs, as they live 4 hours away. I'm mad that most of the bigger presents are things that I had pre-ordered for a long time and put a lot of thought into, and had some toys personalized with their name, which cost a lot of money. Anyways, my mother-in-law came back downstairs from her nap, so I basically told her that I don't think it's right for her to just do that without asking me also. She got super upset and told me that I was being selfish, and the tried guilt tripping by saying this could be one of the last Christmases she will have. She's old, but not that old, 71. Oh my god. Oh my god, that goes hard. The grandma being like, this could be my last Christmas. Oh my god. She's literally doing what Honey tries to do to content creators, trying to snitch the credit. Yeah, this one goes hard. Like, and yeah, 71 is not that old. I mean, yes, she might. Things could happen. Things can always happen. But like, from current expectations, 71 is probably, she still has a few years ahead of her. This woman practiced her gaslighting for 71 years. Yeah, it's crazy playing that card of like, this might be my last Christmas. Imagine. Holy shit. I know the browser add-on. She told me that I'm ruining Christmas already. Oh god. We have the mother-in-law from hell. She doesn't like the mother-in-law doesn't like OP, I think. I don't know. I'm trying my best to appear as nothing is wrong around my kids. I do feel bad and that I may be overreacted. I don't know what to do. Should I leave her tags on and apologize, or put my own tags on and tell her she should have bought more? This is turning into a nightmare. Honestly, the husband sucks too. How did the husband not tell his wife? Like, first of all, he said yes to his mom, but then he didn't tell his wife. Like, the husband here sucks so much as well. Like, if the wife knew from the get-go, they wouldn't be in this situation. Yeah, I think there is a compromise here. Wife. But yeah, I divorce the mother-in-law, disown the husband. I think this is a typical divorce case. Typical Reddit divorce case. Guilty. Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of gifts, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like I feel like she should have more been like, hey, can can you please not take all of the big gifts instead of like, you should have asked me too? Though it could have still led to a compromise. The mother-in-law totally overreacted as well. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Not the old a-hole. She's overstepping here and taking advantage of the situation. What did she actually get the grandkids? She shouldn't have asked your husband, as she was well aware she did that just to circumvent you. Clearly you were the one she organized everything to. That is also true. Even though they were kept talking and organizing everything, the grandma didn't ask OP, but the husband instead, and circumvented the OP. Man, what a sneaky mother-in-law. Damn. Sneaky, gaslighting. That's some wisdom there. 71 years of life. Yeah. It's actually crazy. I kind of overlooked that, but yeah, actually, yes. They were like talking all the time to each other about Christmas, and she didn't mention it to her either. But the husband should have told her too. But yeah. Very deceptive of her, and really shitty that your husband didn't tell you right away, even if he was okay with it. Maybe he should help more with the presents overall too. Yeah, it seems like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree here. OP's husband doesn't appear to have taken any initiative or responsibility for getting presents for his kids, and still thinks he can unilaterally authorize his mom to take credit for gifts she didn't buy? Not the a-hole, OP, and I'm a little worried how much nonsense you're dealing with in your marriage that you thought it was even a possibility that you could be the a-hole in this situation. Like, I agree she's not the a-hole, but I also think there was like a more diplomatic way to try to like not let it like escalate, you know? But yeah. And get back at her later. Yeah, a little weak will too. True. But yeah. Damn. Evil mother-in-laws. That really is a reality of life, isn't it? Yeah, but you're there with your kids, you know. You don't really want that in front of your kids. Yeah, we're definitely having another story of like divorce. But like, no, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you want like that kind of like in front of your kids. You're there now, 4 hours away from home, right? You don't want like a bad atmosphere, a bad Christmas. You know, you're gonna suck it up for your kids. Yes, it is. Here is from Japan, a little Sailor Moon, and there's also Mercury. Miss Manya sent me those, and she sent me a card too, also from Japan. Very sweet of her. Very sweet of her. Why does... Oh, not again. Miss Sailor Moon is not holding onto this platform extremely well. Okay. Here we go. No! God damn it. Okay, I have to wait a second. Literally, I have to put her down with the platform. Okay. All right. There we go. Your favorite is Sailor Mars and Sailor Jupiter? My favorite was always, as a kid, Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury. She does need some Gorilla Glue for sure. You better watch out your mother doesn't take the Sailor Moon stuff for herself. Yeah, she's really into that. Not. But yeah, anyways, it's been really fun hanging out with you all. I really enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the Reddit session. Please let me know if you in general like the Reddit stuff. You know, I quite enjoy it. I think it's nice because it's also like an easy like kickoff to like for like some little side conversations, right? Whenever like I don't really feel like playing anything, it's a nice like little kickoff for little chats and jokes and memes. Oh yeah, no, we're not here to take these seriously. Please don't take them seriously. Half of them are fiction anyways, right? Like, don't take them serious. This is like pure entertainment. I will go on a printer rampage. But yeah, anyways, it's time for me to go to bed. I have to get up relatively early tomorrow. I will be actually streaming tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central European time, but I won't be streaming Reddit. I will actually be streaming FF14 because there is a 24-man Savage raid coming out, and we're gonna try that out blind without any guides. So just lots of dying. No clue how hard it will be. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, truly inspiring stream. Yeah. Lots of tips and tricks for gaslighting. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be between extreme and savage, but you know, who knows? I have no clue, you know, and what they say is also often not super accurate. But anyways, I will be streaming that. I have no clue for how long. We are actually planning to go until we clear Monka S. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for hanging out. If you're new to the stream and enjoyed it, please consider to drop a follow. I will see you guys tomorrow if you're interested in some FF14. And I will also be streaming probably later after dinner. Maybe some more Reddit. We're gonna, you know, do an actual Christmas Eve stream. Since no Christmas plans this year. I actually need to check if I have a Christmas hat or something. But yeah, anyways. Another difficulty name now. Difficulty level divorce. I usually tend to stick away from Reddit because the amount of negativity was getting to my head a bit and was not great for my mental health, but a bit for fun with chill peeps is fine. Yeah, I get that. I think it's also important to like kind of like mix it up with the stories, you know? Doesn't have to be like all the crazy drama stories. Looking forward to it, Sleepy. Alright. Reddit addiction goes hard. Good night, everyone. Sleep well in your Bettgestell, as we Germans like to say. And see, too. And yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.